You guys, what's up? I apologize for my lack of absence last week. You know, I don't think you know this about me, but I have clinical depression. Yay! Manic depression. Woo! And I'm bipolar. Yay! And on top of that, I have ADD. Woohoo! So sometimes shiz happens. I could go on and on and on, but whatever. I'm not going to today. Anyway, I'm really glad that you're here. My viewership, it may be small, but I love you all. So I appreciate your support and watching my vids. And your comments and everything are just a lot of fun. I like it. Okay, so here I am. Let me preface this little vlog by saying I'm not looking for a pity party. I'm not fishing for compliments. I'm not saying, woe is me. I'm just telling you like it is. I told you guys in the beginning, I was going to tell you my ups and my downs, my ins, my outs, my hurdles, my victories, all sorts of stuff. So where was I last week? I was a little down last week. As I've learned to deal with my diagnosis of depression and ADD and all my mental issues, as I've learned to deal with them throughout the years, I have learned coping mechanisms and tools I can use to make the down days less and less. But unfortunately, they still happen. One thing that's really important to me to maintain my daily life, like to be able to get through the day and function like a normal person, is routine. And last weekend I went out of town, went to see my bestie in Wyoming, had a really good time, was really glad that I went, but when I got home, I was out of my routine, and I unfortunately didn't pay close enough attention to the signs and signals that my brain was giving me, and I allowed myself to kind of slip into the low, and it took a couple days to get me back out. When I'm in these lows, it sucks because I just lose interest in the things that I enjoy, and sometimes it's a struggle to even get out of bed in the morning. But luckily, I have number one, Blythe. She just is my saving grace because I don't let anything get in the way of taking care of her. And some days, that's all I can do is take care of her, and my 100% focus is on taking care of her. And I kind of lose sight of everything else. But, yeah, luckily also that I have my mother. She's amazing and so in tune with me and was able to swoop in and help pull me out. So I apologize for the lack of videos, but it is what it is, and all we can do is move forward. So unfortunately in this last week as well, I didn't walk any, which sucks, but oh well. And it didn't work out at all. And like I told you guys before, I am an emotional eater. And yeah, me and Dunkin' Donuts developed a close personal relationship this last week. So I ended it with them this morning. I'm sure that he understands. I said, it's not you, it's me, when it's really him. But anyway, so I'm nervous to do my way in. But like I said, it is what it is, and failing would be giving up, and I'm not giving up. I'm just gonna keep on going, and it's one step at a time. Baby steps, people. So yeah, so I'm only to the airport on the walk to Ellen. That's 12 miles, but all we can do is keep going and work really hard to accomplish my goal to get there by September 1st. This week, between now and Sunday, I would like to put in 15 miles. So hold me accountable, you guys, and I will be checking in with that again on Sunday. Something else kind of interesting that happened this week. It's not really interesting so much as, sorry, just a little side note. I now have a tripod and a good camera, and I'm kind of learning how to work it and have good lighting. I'd like to thank the sun for today's beautiful lighting. And I hope that my hair isn't too Ace Ventura-ish, but I still like it. I talk about my hair too much. Okay, anyway, just another interesting thing that happened. this week that was kind of the icing on the cake. But yeah, some of you moms out there will probably be able to relate with me. If you ever want the most honest opinion ever, ask a child, because as you all know, they will tell you exactly what they're thinking. The other day, Blythe and I were down on Main Street here in Bountiful for the Chalk Art Festival, and we walked by a store called Paisley Sky, I think it is. I don't remember. Sorry. I'll put the link to their store down below so you can check them out. But anyway, they have these vintage dresses there. They're brand new dresses, but they're like vintage styles. And I kind of look at those dresses sometimes as like my motivation, because I want to be able to wear one. And I showed Blythe, I said, look at those dresses. And she was like, oh, those are really pretty. And I said, Mommy is going to be able to wear those when I'm done losing the weight, because she knows I'm trying to lose weight and get healthy. No, I said, Mommy's going to wear those when I'm healthy. And she said, Mom, those, you can't fit in those. And I said, well, I know. And she goes, it's because you're too fat. And I said, yeah, I know, but I'm gonna work toward it so that I can wear them. That's why I'm doing this, so I can wear prettier clothes. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is so I can wear prettier clothes. And she goes, well, no, even if you're not fat anymore, you're not pretty like other mommies. And it kind of stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, what? And she goes, you're not. And then you could tell she didn't want to say it. And I said, no, honey, you can tell me. And she said, well, some mommies are really pretty. And then, well, and I was like, Blythe, it's okay. And she said, you're not pretty. And I was like, oh, okay. And she goes, but I still love you. Just, there are some mommies that are pretty, and there are some mommies that aren't pretty. And you're not a pretty mommy. And I was like, okay. And so I didn't want to make her feel bad, because I've always taught her to tell the truth. And, you know, how would that look if I'm like, if I get mad at her for telling me the truth? Of course, we need to talk about thinking before we speak, but that's a whole other whatever. So I had to turn my back for a second and look up at the sky to help from bawling my eyes out. And she came over and she put her arms around my waist and she's like, but I still love you. And I said, I know, sweetheart, I love you too. And we went on with the day. Well, that stuck with me big time. Later that day, this was Friday, later that day, she went to her dad's, and I spent that night just devastated, because I don't know, I'm still speechless. I don't even know what to say. It's hard to hear that even your own kid thinks that of you. But in the end, like, at the end of my life, when Blythe is grown and has her own children and is, you know, a gorgeous woman, I don't want her to remember me as a pretty mom. I want her to remember me as a good mom. And I have to keep telling myself that. But it was still just kind of a little stab to my heart. And I know I'm not girly, and I know I don't get super dressed up all the time. Well, like, never. And I rarely wear makeup. And yeah, I am overweight, but it just kind of stung a little bit. Anyway, so then on Sunday, I went to Smith's marketplace at like Sunday, which was yesterday, at like 10 o'clock at night to get dishwashing detergent. And I wandered over into the clothes section because I started school today, and usually I'm confident and don't really care what anybody thinks about what I wear to school or how I look. But I was really uncomfortable last night, and I thought, well, maybe I can get a new shirt or something, help me feel a little bit better. And I wandered into the clothing section, and Smith's is set up in their clothing section is set up so that you can come in one of two ways. And if you come in one way, it's like you first see the athletic wear and you're like, oh, I'm going to get pumped and I'm going to I'm gonna work out and I'm gonna lose all this weight and I'm gonna look great and be able to wear these beautiful clothes that are the normal size women's clothes are on the other side, like, or across from the workout clothes. So you see that and you're like, oh, I'm gonna be able to wear those clothes. And then you go around the corner to the plus size clothes and you're like, but in the meantime, here's what I can wear. And then if you come in the other way, which happens to be the way you have to go through the bakery first to come around to come into the other way. If you come in the other way, then you see the plus size clothes and you think, oh, I'm a fatty and here I am stuck with these clothes and they are way overpriced and the style is really limited and blah, 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 blah. And then you go around the corner and there's the workout clothes and you're like, hey, I am like, it's like, here are your fatty clothes, but here's what you can do about it. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to lose the weight. I'm going to buy a sports bra in every color and I'm gonna look fabulous and blah blah. So anyway, I just thought it was kind of funny. But so I walked through the plus size clothes and I was feeling really discouraged and Blythe's words kept resonating in my head and was just I was letting myself feel bad about myself. And I come around the corner to the workout stuff and I look down, excuse my eye, and there is a sign. And it's a sign for Fit Armor. Is that what it's called? Yeah, it's a sign for Fit Armor. And it says, what do you want to be? And I was like, huh. And immediately in my head, like the word healthy came to me. And I was like, that's something to think about. And I kind of felt dumb because I was like, oh, that sign actually is, yeah, is kind of a good question. And then I walked a little bit further and there was some jewelry on the right and there were some bangles and I really like bangles. I can't wear them because my wrists are huge, but there were these bangles with these little charms that were hanging down from them. And it said, and one of the first one I picked up, the charm said fearless. And I was like, huh, you're right. I am usually fearless and I need to be fearless about this whole project that I'm doing. So I set it down and then I kept walking and there was like this little frame that was on clearance that had a sign in it that said, never give up. And I was like, Smith is speaking to me. And I just stood there for a second and yeah, everything kind of came into perspective. That sounds so dumb, but it was just interesting. Just an interesting little tidbit I thought I'd share with you. So here we are. I'm back. And you know what I decided? If I get into another slump like that, which I'm hoping that I've learned my lesson this time and I can catch it before it gets that bad. But if I get into one of those again, I'm going to pick up the camera and I'm going to do a little vlog when I'm in that state. And maybe having your guys' support or just knowing that there are people out there with me will help. Okay, so I rambled a little bit. I apologize, but that's what we're here for. Okay, so I'll be coming back at you shortly. I'm not going to set an exact date. It could be tomorrow. It could be Wednesday. It will be no later than Wednesday, but I'll be coming back at you. I hope that you all are having a really good Monday. The weather is amazing. It's almost summertime, even though I'm going to school this summer. But guess what's in a week from today? Any ideas? You're probably thinking Memorial Day, where we honor our loved ones who have passed and those who have served for our country. And it really is a noble and honorable day, a day of remembrance, but it's also my birthday. My birthday is a week from today. I will be the ripe age of 32. Holy jeez. I have a surprise coming up for my birthday. It's not really a surprise. It's just a secret little project I'm working on, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So, thank you as always for being here. Like I said, my viewership is small, but I love you all. You like the little phrase I coined today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. You can hit the button down below and go ahead and smack that like button for my Ace Ventura coif. That's right, I talk about my hair too much, but I love it. You can also follow me on Facebook, link below. Check out the blog, link below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, link below. I think that's it. That's it for now. I'll be back. Thanks for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say thank you enough, because if you weren't here, I'd be talking to myself. It's happened before. Bye.